Know that there is a concerted effort. You are the product on a lot of these social media websites. And it is very different when we're dealing with TikTok because you have a foreign adversary who has access to your information and is looking to manipulate you. Speaking of grifters, this is something that I keep looking at this binder.
What's in there? Stuff I already knew?
Yeah, nothing. But TikTok. This is something that I want everyone to kind of have at the front of mind. I've told you that you need to be vigilant. That the left, they've been have you noticed that since USAID has gone away, the organic protests kind of done, kind of stopped? Have you noticed since the gutting, all of a sudden, these organic protests, the pussy marches of the world, they don't happen.
Yeah, I wonder where they got the money from.
Yeah, that's almost like, hey, what are you going to do without your pallets of bricks? I know, that was fact-checked, but the point remains. So TikTok is similar. It's not just adversaries domestic, but also abroad. And you know where we stand on TikTok. I want TikTok to be brought under the umbrella of an American company because unfortunately there is a controlling interest from a company that's proxy to the CCP, the Communist Chinese Party. That's the issue. It's very different from other big tech. And when you understand the ability to disseminate false information, and TikTok is definitely the worst offender. Now look, sometimes it's just BS health advice, and a lot of people jump on these trends, and then there's a new trend tomorrow. You know, today it's, I don't know, whatever it is. Today it's go walk across hot coals. Tomorrow it's put your face in ice water, drink this tea. Okay, that's annoying, and it unfortunately gets people to part ways with their money, and that does bother me. But then we end up going down the rabbit hole to actual propaganda that may be in the best interest of our adversaries. So I can't take credit for spotting all of these. Some people online did some of this work, but we made sure to fact check it. We made sure to vet it, to do our due diligence. And let's start with this first example as to remove all doubt. If you were wondering, you felt like, hey, maybe I dreamed that. I feel like I've heard this somewhere before. You have people on TikTok who are being given the exact same talking points, verbatim. They may change it a little bit, but when you look at the totality, you look at this timeline, you will see, okay, there's a concerted effort from a centralized source to spread information on TikTok. Here's the first example.
My dad is one of the highest paid nutritionists.
My dad's one of the highest paid nutritionists.
My dad is the highest paid nutritionist in Los Angeles.
Nobody believes him when he says these things.
He's obsessed with dark chocolate.
Pure dark chocolate.
There is enough magnesium.
It contains so much magnesium
that will actually help to boost your mood.
All you have to do is drink coconut water.
You drink coconut water. If you drink coconut every day,
it'll get rid of your face fat.
It'll help loosen up that double chin.
These are full of anti-inflammatories.
Putting beef tallow on your face.
I guess it's like the most trusted one.
The one that I use is this one.
I personally use this one.
My personal favorite brand because it's just so good.
I realized they literally sell the same product on TikTok Shop for like $20 cheaper.
Oh, that makes it so easy for me. I'm glad your father is one of 19 of the highest paid nutritionists in California. There can only be one highest paid. That's the issue, right? And by the way, I know this because we say no to far more sponsors than we accept. And that's because many of them want you to give these talking points verbatim. Now, a sponsorship is one thing if you know. It's different if you're being encouraged to not just shill a product, but shill a point of view, an ideology. And we'll get to that in a second, propaganda.
They can't all be scams. I mean, some of these got to be legit, right?
Well, no, they're pretty much all a grift.
I don't know, man. I have a feeling some of these are sincere and honest.
My dad is one of the highest paid nutritionists in Southern California, and people don't believe him when he says these things.
Yeah, I don't like it.
That's real.
Yeah.
You can look him up. Dr. Firestein.
You're okay. Right. The funny thing is, I guarantee you there are plenty of Dr. Firesteins.
There's actually
S-T-I.
There is one, my cousin in Ohio.
Really?
Yeah, she's a doctor.
Oh, okay. Well, now I know. Just drink coconut water and eat kiwi. By the way, the magnesium thing is such a scam. Just as an aside, the magnesium thing has been going on for a long time. We're like, well, you know what? Actually, it solves everything from bipolar to depression to Parkinson's. Look, if you're an athlete and you sweat a lot, you may need a little more magnesium. It's not going to solve your seasonal affective disorder. There's always a new thing that they're promoting. Today's, whatever, carnivore is tomorrow's magnesium consultant. Anytime something becomes dogmatic or one product or one supplement is sold as the panacea, you know it's BS. Please be on the lookout for that. That's an aside because now I want to get to propaganda. So
it's not even just ads like this. We've also have Democratic senators getting caught doing the same thing.
Really?
Yeah, they got apparently 3 senators who is it? Schumer, Warren, and Booker all saying the same exact thing from a script.
Okay. Do we have the clip?
Yes, we do.
All right, let's run this.
I will immediately bring prices down starting on day one.
That ain't true. That's what you just heard. Since day one of Donald Trump's presidency, prices are not down, they're up. Inflation is getting worse, not better. The prices of grocery, gas, housing, eggs, of essentials, it's not getting better, it's getting worse. Meanwhile, Donald Trump has done nothing. Goose eggs to lower prices.
Okay, so you see an example where it's probably some kind of BS supplement company, and now you see an example where it's probably coming from the DNC. All right, here's an example of propaganda that you have seen on TikTok, and we don't necessarily know exactly where it comes from, but it's pretty clear as to what the motive is. Bin Laden's letter to America. It's a good thing.
This morning I read Letter to America, which is Osama bin Laden's letter to America explaining why he attacked Americans. And I am ashamed to say that I not only have never read this letter, but I didn't even know this letter existed.
I just read a letter to America.
I need everyone to stop what they're doing right now and go read. It's literally 2 pages.
Stop right now.
Go read a letter to America.
I need you to stop what you're doing and go read a letter to America.
You should take that cap off.
F***ing insane. I just read Osama bin Laden's letter to America.
Go read a letter to America. Like, seriously, go read it. Type a letter to America in Google or whatever you use.
I read Osama bin Laden's letter to America.
The way this letter is going viral right now is giving me the greatest sense of relief. If you're Muslim and you've lived in the U.S. since 9/11, you know more truth than the typical citizen.
I'm walking you along the trail here, this journey, so you can see what the end game is, and we'll make those references available. But here's another example, which may seem benign till you understand that the first step in getting people to accept, for example, a foreign communist totalitarian adversary is to, hold on a second, maybe start to believe, well, they're not that bad. Look, they have really nice trains and something 20-second story.
Trains that run through residential buildings.
This city in China has trains that run through buildings. Then you look over the balcony and realize that you're actually 22 stories off the ground.
The subway is like a crazy roller coaster. It can not only pass through apartment buildings. You think you are on the first floor, but you are actually on the 22nd floor.
When you see a train going straight through a residential building, are you sure you're on the ground floor? Because when you take a look down, you're actually on the 22nd floor.
When I take you over here, we're actually 22 stories high.
You think you are in a normal square. You are in the 22nd floor building.
The real train passes through it every 3 minutes.
You might think this is the first floor. Actually, this is a 22nd
every
floor.
3 minutes.
And by the way, those are 22 Chinese floors, so they're like 18.
Yeah, they're
Western floors.
They're small in stature.
Yeah, they're small.
And their asses are
surprisingly easy to kick. Now, here's...
It's the worst building ever.
They said every 3 minutes?
3 minutes of train is going through your building.
Yeah, but it's fine, though, if you're on, like, the 19th floor. I bet you barely even hear it at that point.
If that was my apartment, I'd still be late for that train. Dang, I missed it again.
So the issue here is, look, I get it. You reject, and rightfully so, legacy media, ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC, CNBC. Okay, even Fox News. I understand that. But... You can't just accept things wholesale because they're on social media. You can't go, well, I heard this someplace once. And a lot of people do that. Know that there is a concerted effort. You are the product on a lot of these social media websites. And it is very different when we're dealing with TikTok because you have a foreign adversary who has access to your information and is looking to manipulate you. And here's something that's pretty alarming. A Rutgers study showed that the longer amount of time someone spent on TikTok, it directly correlated with their view, their opinions on China. So under 30 minutes a day, a 24% favorable rating as far as their view toward China. Over 30 minutes a day, it jumps to 43% favorable. And then if you look at people who agree with China on human rights, right? If someone spends less than 30 minutes a day on TikTok, okay, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, they had to grade it. They rated about 3.25. Over 30 minutes a day, that jumps to 4.5 points. So you spend enough time on TikTok, you start to find yourself buying stuff you don't need and believing things that aren't true and starting to favor a foreign adversary who wants you to be stupid, fat, lazy, and complacent. If you like this video, you want to see more, you can hit the notification bell to know when more videos are up, or just watch weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern. We live stream. It's actually live where we interact with you. And we are so happy to be here with you because it's a known fact that content creators online are the happiest among us.